Fall into great music. Fall is what we call it here in America.
Fall into a state of deliciousness. The pretzel wagon.
Fall into a state of delusion that it's still summertime.
Oh, God. Summer's long gone now. Shoot, I wish. We have like 80-degree day here followed by a 50-degree day there. You can't even keep up.
I can't keep up.
It's a mess.
It is a mess. Hello and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, a video game music podcast. This is episode 37-5, and we're your hosts. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Every week we listen to great video game music and we chat about things that generally are and aren't video game related. So I went back to Hades briefly. Very briefly. That was fun.
Very briefly.
Oh yeah, I was like, I forgot I had it, to be honest. I was like, I turned the PlayStation on and I haven't turned it on in a while. And I was like, oh damn, Hades, that's right, that's a thing.
That's a wonderful start screen.
And so I played it and I was like, oh, that was fun. I got pretty far in that before. And then I stopped.
I was like, it was just enough to be like, this game is a thing that I remember enjoying.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I not a game I can like devote time into. But then the next day I went back to the Capcom classics and I played Street Fighter Alpha 2 and I beat that in 16 minutes. That was perfect. I beat all of Alpha 2 in less of a time of one single run of Hades. Like that, I wonder, that's where my life is. You know, like that's the time I've got. I'm like, wow, I can complete a whole video game in 15 minutes. And I'm like, wow, I'm not even halfway through a single run of this game. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, remember the era of your life where game, you could pick up a game box at the store, read the back, and it would go 100 hours of exciting adventure and questing.
Say, like, the time where I could just pick up and play the game. Like, that was last year, man. That was amazing.
What a time that last year was.
What a time to be alive. I think that's all I played. There's some DLC coming out for Vampire Survivors. I kind of fell out of that game just because I played it so much this year. But I'm wondering if there's like a story mode or like kind of a half-ish kind of story mode that I'm curious about, because what I liked about the game was there was no story. It felt like it was the developer, just messing with us, and I really liked that. So I might get back into that. What I'm playing now, probably more than anything, is Sudoku. I'm back into Sudoku. I think it might be a safety mechanism in my brain. I play Sudoku when I'm stressed and when I'm in bad situations. I play a lot of Sudoku. So if I'm on a plane, I am playing Sudoku the entire time.
Wait, you'd be stressed on a plane?
Oh, I hate flying. I'm not scared of flying. I just can't stand being boxed up for hours.
Oh, I get that. Right.
And the whole process in and out is just it's just designed to be awful. And designed to be uncomfortable. And I can't imagine what it is being your height and doing the whole thing. So,
it sucks.
So I play Sudoku nonstop, and I'm playing, and so I got into crosswords on the New York Times app, and then I was like, oh crap, there's Sudoku on here, and it's a really good, clean Sudoku application.
But no Wordle for you?
I don't like Wordle. I'm gonna say it. I can't get into Wordle. I think it's kind of boring. I love Connections. Connections is a good one. And I'm the crossword, just straight up crosswords. I feel like New York Times crossword.
Wordle had its time, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was just a matter of like, once you have done enough of them where you always start with the same few words or whatever and narrow it down, the flow doesn't change. And once that happens, like, why am I still doing this?
I can't say that's all I've been playing. I play ITG. I play a lot of ITG. If I'm exercising, and I'm usually out running, or I'm playing ITG. So.
Extra gaming. Just think, it's just you're pushing through those early years until your son has words, and then once he has words, you can start picking up activities, and activities become like, want to play Topple?
I know.
Suddenly you're
having a player 3. I'm just looking forward to those future years of just chasing him around the playground and all that stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for everybody. But for now, it's just trying to stay fit, trying to stay alive.
Staying fit. Yeah, staying fit.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Anything of note that you've played that you've enjoyed?
Honestly, I've been bounding around a lot between lots of games because that seems to be the nature of things for me. But time itself has been a mistress, and I've been chasing it so hard. It's hard to get time. But I have, of all things, gotten back to As Libra. That game, I was like going through my library to look up a World of Horror because the wise guy was like, "You gotta get on the World of Horror." This was after the wedding I went to around my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, you're right, I will." So around Halloween, I messed around with World of Horror and Alan Wake 2, which, by the way, Alan Wake 2 is really good. Kept me up till 5 a.m, something that I haven't done in months to years. It was great. But while in the midst of looking for World of Horror to boot it up, I was like, "Oh yeah, As Libra, I loved that game. Where did I leave off?" And I remember leaving off on a stupid snow area. I was like, "I'm gonna boot it up again just to see what it's like." And suddenly, bam! It bit me again. And now all of a sudden, I'm on the road to finishing the game. And I want to be able to say I cleared As Libra because I stand by my belief that was probably my favorite game of 2022. It holds up. It holds very well.
So it's called As Libra.
No, As Libra.
So,
I'm sure As Libra would be pretty hilarious.
Library. Got it.
No butt library.
That's the library I want to be. I want to go to that one. That's the game. That's the game I've been playing at night.
Butt library.
It's the
butt library.
Yeah. It's a Sudoku extra stage.
Oh Jesus. And then, like, the biggest game that came out that I started playing, and I do love, and I'm playing it sporadically compared to people who've beaten it in 2 days, is Super Mario Wonder. That game is a lot of fun.
It looks
a nice
cool. It looks super cute. It looks
World.
Cute. It looks like a fun Mario game, right? Like not like a. Yeah, I think everyone has played Mario Maker enough to get like really good at 2D platformers or 2D Mario that like when a new 2D Mario game comes out, they're like, "Why isn't this like so hard? It's making me pull my hair out." Oh, it must be so easy.
That game is easy as dirt. Mario Wonders are easy as dirt, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes me sad about it is like I'm going to be the one rando guy in the world who's like, it's functional, but I'm not a big fan of Elephant Mario. I don't know what it is. I'm not a big fan of that power up. It's okay, but usually it's like you get to choose between the fire flower and the elephant. Like, I want the fire flower. Give me the fire flower. Normally in these games, it's do you want the fire flower or the new power up? I'm like, give me the new power up. So it's a weird vibe to be like, this is the very first time where I'm like, I don't really dig the new power up. But the levels and the wonder seeds and all that, even though they're easy as dirt, they are well designed and fun to play. So I enjoy doing that, which is a nice thing considering I'm always the guy that's like, this isn't hard enough. So
I know. Oh, speaking of hard things. Parents, turn your podcast down. I'm kidding. This is not that. On our YouTube radio station, I like to make silly polls. The poll I have right now is what makes the NES so hard? There's 4 options. Is it Mike Tyson from Punch-Out? Is it the Turbo Tunnel from Battletoads? Is it Jack Weo from the first Ninja Gaiden game? Or is it the Castlevania stairs? Just the stairs from Castlevania.
Who the hell's going to vote for the stairs? Like
21% of people. 47 are saying Battletoads Turbo Tunnel. But yeah, behind is the stairs. And behind that's Mike Tyson, and then at the end is Jack Weo. People don't remember Jack.
I don't think those people even reach Jack Weo, so they don't know if he's hard or not.
The thing about Jack, you got 3 forms of that guy, and then you got to go all the way back.
I feel like I can respect if someone's like, I didn't vote for him because he's not the challenge. It's everything around fighting him that's the challenge. I get that. That's respectful. But the clear answer is Turbo Tunnel because there's no concessions you can take to make that softer. It's just a crappy stage with crappy mechanics, and you can't beat that.
I feel like right now, like as an adult who has played it to death, I could probably I couldn't do it blindfolded, but I've memorized it. I've memorized it hard, like I know how I have the whole thing down. But as a kid, it seemed like insurmountable obstacle out of the way,
Yeah, I played it for the first time as a grown man, and I couldn't understand why kids liked it at all. I was like, "This is horrible. I don't understand why it's this fun to people." Why
is this fun for people? It's cool. The music is probably some of the best music. Speaking of music, I performed a section of a new track that's going to be out by the Mad Gear.
Oh,
yeah, I won't say what song or what game it's from, but they needed a DJ to do some scratching. So I went ahead and he sent me some of the stems, and then I went through and recorded some bits and sent it back to him, and he edited it in, and it sounds really cool.
And there you have a collaboration.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, wow, I actually did something for these guys. That wasn't just like shout out.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, you have the talent for it, so it's good that you used it.
Yeah, they are getting really good. I feel like they've just keep improving and improving, and they just sound amazing right now. And they have a great sense of humor. Cameron is Bruce Irons of the Mad Gear is like my idol of like the new dad who's still doing a lot of creative things. So I feel like it's just really it's really aspirational for me. So
that's what's up. Yeah, keep doing me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's good that you have that relationship with each other too. You can you can talk shop like, yo, man.
Yeah.
What do I do if my son is looking? He's staring idly at that electrical socket. I don't know what to do with this. What do I do?
Yeah,
it's okay, Rob. Take a deep breath and get the plastic covers.
Yeah, I'll probably
when he's not looking, you slap him on front.
It's just I feel like we're kind of like in each other's like circles, like right on the outside, but we know we really like each other. But like we're different ages and different.
I feel like if you were local, you'd hang out.
Yeah, we would hang out. We would all hang out. At some point, there has to be some kind of like alternate universe where all of us are like in Delaware somehow.
I love how in the alternate universe you still chose Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware's a great place to be. Have you looked outside? It's gorgeous this time of year. It's beautiful.
It is nice. It is nice.
We're having, bringing it back to the topic, we're having an amazing fall. Like, we haven't had this nice of a fall in Delaware. I can't even remember in how long. Like, some years it just jumps straight into winter. But we've had all of these colors everywhere, all over from the trees, and it's been gorgeous. It's so nice just being outside right now.
And I plan to take advantage of it sometime next week if I can fit it in between like mom's medical stuff. I intend to go back to Mount Misery and hike it, and it'll be nice to do it. See how I compare 3 years after the first time I did it. Like, where my body hold up.
Where is that? Is that actually called Mount Misery?
It's actually called Mount Misery.
Okay, I was like, because I've never been to Mount Cuba, and I kind of wanted to go there.
It started on my birthday, my 40th birthday, and I was I wasn't having a good birthday because I obviously 40 and stuff, but it was a weird joke where I was like thinking about like, I want to hike a mountain. I'm gonna hike a mountain, and I want it to be a painful mountain. So what would be a painful mountain to hike that I can get to in a day? And I was looking for a death mountain like Zelda. And there actually is a death mountain, but it was too far away. So I was putting in other names that were like rough, brutal sounding hiking titles. And I actually found Mount Misery. I was like, Mount Misery, I'm going there. And I went and I scaled it, and my legs hurt like heck for the next couple of days. It was a brutal climb, surprisingly. It's like very steep.
Yeah.
And I did it, but I did that back when I was like there. Now I'm older.
Is that Pennsylvania or New York?
It's in PA. It's actually near King of Prussia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot. It's real hilly around there.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, God, I must have been 14 or 15. I did a report in school about what is that? Is it Rhode Island or is it Maine? The Acadia National Park.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I did a report just on it because it seemed really cool. And so we went as a family and went camping up there. And I couldn't get my dad to go, but I convinced my mom and my brother. I think my sister came too, to go to hike up Cadillac Mountain, which is the highest peak up there. And it was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool. But I remember it took all day. It took all day.
But it feels so rewarding when you're done.
Oh,
we did it.
There's all these different paths on the map. We're like, oh, let's do the hard path. And it was actually wasn't really hard. It was just a lot of fun. Like a bunch of big rocks to climb over, and the path wasn't always wasn't really marked very well. And when we got to the top, we're like, oh, we gotta walk back. We didn't have a car, so obviously we hiked up it. So we took the easy road back, and it was so boring because it was just one road, just straight down. We're like, oh, we should have took the hard road back. That would have been a lot more interesting, but it probably would have been out way too late. Of course, me being 14 and my mom being much older, I'll be like, she stuck with it. She hung in there.
She didn't want to show that weakness. But nope, I got this, son.
She just didn't want to see us die on the mountain.
That is also true.
But yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's something I should look for. That'd be a lot of fun to do. I want to get Ollie into like a backpack and just like carry him up these things. Once he's like, once he's cool with like being carried for a while without like needing like, oh wait, I want to, I want my book now. Wait, nope, I want a nap now. The naps the naps are tough.
But you gotta choose routes where it's not, you don't out there too long, because if he gets fussy at hour 3, you got 3 hours to walk back. Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Keep it small.
It's hard enough in the car.
See, yeah.
All right, so we're talking about fall flavors here. I picked some interesting things here. All over the board, to be honest with you, and some with stories, some without. So, but what do you have for us?
I think mine are all sound based, because at least one of these I've never even played the game before, though it's sitting on my shelf proper. But it is also the track that inspired me to want to put this track on the table, because it's been sitting on a post-it note in my house for over a year, maybe 2 years. And it was like, finally, I can take it off the list and like crumble the paper up. So this is a track. It may have come from a person. It may have come from dialogue. I don't know where it came from, but I love it. This is from the game Paper Mario Color Splash from the Wii U. And the track title is called Cherry Lake. Composers being Takeru Kanazaki, Shigemitsu Goto, and Fumihiro Isobe.
That's real nice. I like. Oh, that's good.
Told you. This I don't mess around. This Mario paint.
I mean, like the drummer in that, like the percussion is just so like it's very syncopated, which is a little unexpected but it all fits really nicely. It's really sweet.
Yes,
I like that.
And that track that everyone's listening to, that Rob is very much enjoying, is Cherry Lake from the game Paper Mario Color Splash, composed by Takeru Kanazaki, Shigemitsu Goto, and Fumihiro Isobe. So for those not in the know, this is a Paper Mario style game, but this was in the Paper Mario vein once they kind of trickled away further from the RPG elements and gave you more of a, just call it a resource collection for your battling. In this case, you collect paint, and you battle using cards that also utilize the paint. So you like hit an enemy with a hammer attack that utilizes green paint, hit a guy who's weak to green paint, and there's some stuff going on in this game that I've only noticed from the back of the box and watching video, because it's in my backlog. Big whoop, want to fight about it? And that's fun, That's the benefit to having a lot of games. If I ever find a miracle of a time, a gap in time, I can just play them. But instead, I'm going to probably end up playing Control and Like a Dragon during my pocket in time. But anyway, I love this track. It does give me that sensation of a fall vibe or a relaxing outdoor stroll. And the actual area this plays in actually has a bit of a fall motif to it too. Like the the orangish yellow coloring of the ground and the trees and the enemies you fight. Shy Guys. Yeah, because nothing says fall like Shy Guys anyway. I love everything about this. And in fact, I bought Mario Color Splash because it's typical, got to get all the Mario games, but I wasn't very enthusiastic about the whole idea behind it. But this music and some tracks I listened to after listening to this make me feel a little more like I want to try. Like, this won't be Sticker Star. This will be better. Sticker Star is not good. Like, this will be better than that. I just got to make the time to play it. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how much time you got in your life, the game machine continues to march on. There's always something new.
Yeah, you have to decide at some point that every game after this point in time, I'm not going to care about anymore, and I'm just going to play all the ones before. And I feel like I did that about 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Hades, that was Street Fighter's right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember Alpha 2. That was fun. I played that. What am I playing tomorrow? Alpha 3.
Yeah, Alpha 3. I mean, that game still rules. Like, and kid you not, I have thought about that. Like, the original intent I had was to say that the Nintendo Switch would be the last console I quote unquote collected games for.
I remember you saying that on our show.
Yeah. And I still feel like that's somewhat happened because I don't stockpile PS5 games, and I certainly don't stockpile Xbox Series X games. I just kind of get games where I'm like, I think I'm going to try to play that. And I tell myself I'm going to do it. I haven't been the most successful, but it's night and day compared to where I would get like 55 games and just sit on them. So I think when the Switch is done, I really will be more akin to saying like, I don't have time for that. I'm not going to play it.
When the Switch is done, like you have so many games on the Switch you've never even played. You can just, that's just it. That's your life from now on.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. But but when I say the Switch is done, I mean like I still like to say I want that for my Switch collection. I want that for my Switch collection.
Sure. I get that. So speaking of which, a lot of my tracks are a bit on the older side, which they usually are. My next track is from, like, I was trying to think of games visually that I've played that feels very natural, outdoorsy fall. And so I thought of Okami for the PlayStation 2. There's a lot of scenes in that game where you're running through leaves, and there's like lots of things blowing in the air, and it just really gives that vibe. I never finished it because it turned into a collectathon, it felt like, and it just wasn't enough to keep me interested to keep playing, other than like look for the hidden things. And I'm like, I don't ever want to do that. I just want to find more interest. It didn't hold my attention anymore. But I really love the style. And I love the gameplay and the gameplay idea. So we're gonna listen to music from the Dragon Palace from Okami for the PlayStation 2. Listen to music from a game Okami for the PlayStation 2. This piece is called The Dragon Palace. This one's composed by Rei Kondoh. There's many other composers on this, but I know that he or she composed this one. And I really like it. The music in this game is really cool, really, really atmospheric.
Yeah, I do like the vibe that this is producing, especially because I wager that you are technically probably combating like evil spirits while it's playing.
yeah. All the music is very like in this vibe, no matter where you are in the game. It's all for me. This track, it's all about the woodblock. I don't know what it is, man. That kind of incidental percussion that happens is really fun to me. Because like you get like I like the strings. Oh, the flute's really nice, but there's like all of a sudden a click. I'm like, that's cool.
I wonder if I feel like I need to double back. But I wonder if this was like one of Capcom's last great games.
Last great games?
Yeah, because
they make other games.
No, they do, but there was a period where Capcom put out a lot of games, and they just like really tapered off, and it was like every once in a while. I do
always forget that Okami was Capcom because what was the guy? What was the wolf's name? Amaterasu, yeah, because she was playable in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Sometimes that's all it takes to remember. Like for a split second, I was like, "Was Phoenix right a Capcom character?" And I was like, "Yep, he was in Marvel Capcom."
Was he in a Versus Fighter? Yeah, there he was.
There it is. Is that character a character? Is that a Capcom game? Were they in a Versus Fighter? Most likely.
Yeah.
Were they a cameo at least? There it is.
When I saw Amaterasu, that Okami.
Let's just call Amaterasu Okami.
And when I saw that character in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I got really excited. In the same way that I was excited about Marvel vs. Capcom when I learned that I could play a Street Fighter style game as Mega Man.
That's why I bought it. Yeah. That was one of the first fighters I ever dropped coin on.
And then you play it, and I'm like, oh, wow, Mega Man's not as good in this game as I thought he would be.
I will admit he should have been way better than they made him. But hey, Tornado Hole was pretty sweet. That and that punch he had, like the uppercut punch.
Oh, the uppercut's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's what he's got. And his super was good, too.
Yeah.
He wasn't that bad.
The Drill and Hyper Mega Man were both good attacks. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, I do find it weird that I feel like they underutilized Mega Man. Like, they had him in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And what I thought would have been cool is if they had like 2 or 3 Mega Men. And the Mega Man would be based off of a combination of Mega Man weapons that he got in the game instead of just the one set they gave him. I think it would have been cool. It was like, okay, this Mega Man actually gets the Shadow Blade, the Spear, the Laser Trident, and this one gets the Wood Shield and these things. It would have just been kind of fun to just be like, I want to use this cool Mega Man. I want to use this build of Mega Man.
It's tough because there's like Mega Man's got so many weapons to choose from, right? So if they were to put him in a game, they can't be like, okay, well, this is like he's got all the weapons from Mega Man 1. This guy's got all the weapons from Mega Man 2. Like that's a lot to keep track of.
Well, not even so much just all the ones from X Mega Man, just more like.
Build mix and match.
Build a better Mega Man. Like
build a bot. You walk build a bot. You go on the mall and you build a Rock Man.
Build a Rock Man workshop.
You can have a Mega Man. You can have a Proto Man. You can have a Zero. You can have Bass. Yeah.
And that could have been how they differentiated them even too. If they didn't want to have them all be Mega Mans, it could have been like this Mega Man. Mega Man has this set. Roll has this set, and Proto Man has this set, and then bam!
I gotta tell you, man, that's 2 of the games in the collection are the Mega Man arcade fighter. What's it called?
Rockman, the Power Battles.
Yeah, Power Battles and Power Battles 2. Like that's tough. Those are hard. Those are really hard.
They're fun though. I like they're quick, but they're fun.
Yeah, they're quick because it's just boss battles. And for me, like the boss battles were cool, but I always like playing through the stages. So it's like, get rid of the stages, just play boss battles. I'm like,
yeah, it loses something.
Yeah, it really does.
Which, by the way, Capcom, where's Mega Man 12? You saw people liked 11. Give us 12. It's been 11, a while now.
11 was cool.
Yes, it was. I didn't even really bother with the double gear system, but I didn't find it bad. I just was like, I didn't want to think of another thing. I just wanted to run and gun.
All right, what's your next track to choose from here?
Okay, I feel like if Paper Mario Cherry Lake was fall during the day, this track in my mind, at least when I chose it, was probably fall at night.
Cool.
This is from the game Etrian Odyssey 1, and the track title is the Azure Rainforest, and it's composed by Yuzo Koshiro.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it is, Pernell.
Or is it? Yes.
Odyssey is one of those words that, like, I just let autocorrect fix me on that one every time. Like there's no way I'm going to spell it right the first time.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Azure Rainforest from the game Etrian Odyssey, released originally on the Nintendo DS, composed by Yuzo Koshiro. So I'm not going to go here and make up a whole story about how this environment in this game is totally fall-like, because it is not. It is a blue, crystal-like rainforest environment with enemies that will make you pull your hair out, just like any other freaking area of Etrian Odyssey for that matter, so no surprise there. But it's specifically the melody to me.
Yeah.
That seems really cool. It feels like a nice fall evening walking by a lake, and this is playing. I can see myself posting up on a tree and just kind of taking it all in, looking up at the stars, which I like doing during the fall, believe it or not.
This is great. This is really, really good. It's not just atmospheric. Like, I was talking about, like, the melody, the chords, they land in unexpected ways, and it's all very pleasing. And Koshiro did something with his soundtrack where he just went back and, like, to make things sound closer to the PC-98, and specifically his RPG stuff from the PC-98, like his from Ys 1 and 2. It's really cool. In a modern way.
It went a long way to making me love these games. Like when I first bought the original Etrian Odyssey, I was addicted to it. It was a sense of being able to play the type of game that I missed out on as a child, because back then I didn't understand what I would like about them, so I just avoided all that kind of stuff. So a lot of those, and also I didn't have a PC. That's the other big part.
Yeah.
So having access to this game now, where it's like, hey, here's this cool dungeon crawler where you have to draw your own map, and it's got music that sounds a lot like the music in games did at that time, done by someone that I've come to love as far as music is concerned. And it's got the challenge of those kinds of games. I'm ready. Sign me up. And I've been a follower of that series ever since. They have since tapered off, though, basically after the DS disappeared, because maybe it was because they were like, there's no two screens. So without the two screens, how are we going to have the whole mapping and drawing? And then they end up releasing the Etrian Odyssey collection. So we'll see if that revives the franchise. I don't know.
I don't know.
Even if it doesn't, I've got 7 Etrian Odyssey games sitting over here. So whatever.
As much as I love not just this song, but like the sound of it, the instrumentation of it, I would love to hear an arranged version of this for like a piano or a piano and string kind of quartet situation on an updated version of this game. I think an arranged soundtrack of this music would sound really, really cool.
They might have it.
Yeah, so I
haven't listened to the OST but Etrian Odyssey Untold is a remake of the first game, which this is from. So they might have done an arrangement of it for that game. I haven't listened to the soundtrack to know that.
Yeah, I'll have to look around for that. Yeah, I forgot this is for the DS, right? Nintendo DS?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just so good. And then there's like a second movement to it too, which has like
what do you know? You could almost make this your bonus round. Azure Rainforest piano cover.
I might do that. All right, so my next track's completely different from everything else we played. I picked my first track just so that I can kind of match the tone of your music. But this, I think of the fall, I think of going back to school, you know? Like, summer's over, you're going back to school, and you've been back for a month or so, and you're getting back into the swing of things, and then it turns to fall. And what did I do when I was in high school? I guess it wasn't high school. I guess it was a few years before. I would come home with my friends, and we would turn on the Genesis, and we would play Road Rash for hours. So we're going to listen to some music from Road Rash, Sierra Nevada, composed by Rob Hubbard. Yeah.
If the track is good, I can do it for 8 minutes. I don't give a crap. But if I don't like the track, it's annoying.
Yeah, I'm actually going to not cut it short, but we're going to listen to a bit more here. But this is Sierra Nevada from the game Road Rash. The first Road Rash for the Sega Genesis. Music composed by Rob Hubbard. Classic Rob Hubbard. Heavy FM synth guitar sound. I love that sound. It's so crazy. And all these little pitch bends on the guitar solo is so cool.
It's making me nostalgic for this game. I haven't touched a Road Rash game in a very long time. And I know
it was definitely
they did that Road Redemption. Like that Road Redemption game came out. I remember we were playing that for a bit at Ed Wilson's house, and I just can't get behind that game. It did that thing where they're like, hey, how do we make a game last forever? Let's make it roguelike with randomly generated tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. It's weird I even say that, because if you look back on Road Rash, the tracks were not randomly generated, but I can't think of a friend that played it that remembered the turns and such on the track. You couldn't remember those courses.
Yeah, the course didn't matter. Just staying on the road was all that was important. Staying on the road and beating up everybody else. Road Rash was motorcycle racing plus combat, and that's what made it work.
Which in its own right would make you think that I wouldn't care about the roguelike element of redemption, because I'm like, hey, I just need to stay on the bike and beat people up. So, or maybe it was just something else that didn't click with me, but my brain gravitated towards the roguelike part. I don't know. Maybe I should revisit it. But at that time, I was just like, I need real Road Rash. I don't need this. This ain't cutting it.
I never want to knock roguelike elements of, especially shoehorned into games that have never, like, styles of games that never had them before, because it can be successful and it could work really well. But in this case, I feel like it's not unnecessary, right? Like, it's not something it really needs.
Yeah. I can see that being the case, because if you did remember the track, then you'd be able to plan around the track, and if you don't remember the track, then you're just gonna drive like we do other Road Rash games. So the need to roguelike it just kind of hurts some of the track design. I don't know. It's just a gooba gooba. That's the best word I can come up with. I just made that word up.
A gooba gooba. A gooba gooba.
A gooba gooba. Just do it.
So I was saying to Pernell on our live stream on YouTube, I have had to take this track down and a couple others, just because people don't like sitting through like 8-minute long tracks. And for a retro game, radio station, people want 3-4 minutes tops. So I'm like, okay, unless it's Tim Follin. People want like all the Tim Follin they can get. But
good old
Road Rash, and some of the music from Outrun, Magical Sound Shower, and they're just too long for the station. So
unfortunately, but sometimes. And it's interesting, because if you like the track, then 8 minutes is nothing. You can handle that because you like what you're bopping to. If you don't like the track, you're like, God, why is this 8 minutes? I'll get to the good stuff again.
The chat was really upset about any music from Tiny Toons games. They were unhappy with Tiny Toons.
Really?
Yeah. It was like...
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the music from the Tiny Toons games.
I know. That's what I said. I'm leaving some of it in, but I'll take some of it out. But I'm leaving most of it in.
That makes me sad. I love Buster's Hidden Treasure. I like Buster Bust Loose.
Yep.
I like the NES Tiny Toons music.
Yeah, I played that one to death. Yeah, it's just not as much nostalgia out there for it, so I had to take it down. Take some of it down anyway. That was like a Spike McFang. A lot of people didn't like that. It's too goofy, It's just too goofy. People, come on. People, you gotta listen to your soundtracks. I cannot stress this enough.
Or at best, put your soundtrack in a cool burlap shack.
All right, Pearl, what's your next track?
All right, so just call what you want. This could be a parody track. This could be a What the Hoople track, but I don't care.
All right.
It fit. So what else can you consider to be a major part of fall? Pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Where does pumpkin spice come from? Partially. Pumpkins. What has pumpkins? Pumpkin Hill.
Okay.
Sonic Adventure 2.
You're getting louder and louder. Oh, Pumpkin Hill? Okay. Yeah, I know that song. I looked it up today.
And we're going to play it right now, baby.
All right, Pumpkin Hill.
We got from Sonic Adventure 2 a Ghost Pumpkin Soup, composed by Tomoya Ohtani with vocals by Hunnid-P.
Fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't going it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald.
Not bad, but it did not fit Sonic at all.
It's pretty good, actually.
It's like listen. I'll mention it on the show, probably, but listening to it in the modern, I'm like, I can work with this a bit. When I played Sonic Adventure 2, I hated every single Knuckles stage. I'll talk about it on the show, probably.
It's cool. I'm rolling.
Are you recording?
Why not? I thought our reaction was pretty good.
Oh, there it is. My name is Knuckles. Yo, I got breaking seat. I'm gonna put you in the head with some pumpkin seeds. I'm going, yeah.
He sounds like something to me. He sounds like
he's rapping.
No, I mean I know, but he sounds like a specific rapper.
I can't think of who it would be, but he definitely has a distinct sound. But I guess you kind of recorded
one of the members of the Wu-Tang. He sounds like a Wu-Tang. He sounds like Raekwon or something. Yeah.
Hunnid-P. But you may have caught it when you said you were recording, but yeah, at the time of Sonic Adventure 2, now Sonic Adventure 1, I think it was just normal music. It's just you still hated the Knuckles levels, but in Sonic Adventure 2, I was all about the Junsanoi butt rock.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then every time a Knuckles level comes, oh, come on, I wasn't this rap track. I want to get back to the guitars. So I didn't really connect with this character or any of the music that was played on his stages back then. I just wanted to skip them. But listening to them outside of the game, without wanting to listen to the next Green Forest, or Cosmic, whatever that track was called, Cosmic Chaos or something. I'm comfortable. Like, okay, I can do this. I admit I am going to joke about the vocals sometimes because I just can't help it. My name's Knuckles. I'm going to punch you, see? Something about that.
It sounds like, my name's Knuckles. I'm going to knock you out, steal your car, and then I'm going to blow your house up. I did 5 years in prison. I'm out just to kill you.
Some Chaos Emeralds, baby.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Well, if I got Chaos Emeralds and I'm here to have fun. But it's just so it works. Now it works, and I'm down with it. I like these tracks. Now, if only I didn't have to search for a bunch of rocks on a hide and go seek stage, it'd be even better.
I get that. I mean, a Sonic game. Sonic Adventure had already come out, so this is Sonic Adventure 2. You have an expectation of what a Sonic music is going to be, and then this comes on. I fully get the disconnect.
It was a huge disconnect for me. I can't do this. So every level of his, I couldn't do. Rouge's was sort of similar in that regard, but I didn't mind those so much. But I wasn't similar to Knuckles levels. I was like, I don't.
Yeah. So my next track is also a little on the nose. This is from the Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons.
Oh,
for the Game Boy Color. This is Maple's theme. This is by I don't have the full composer. It's just by
She's Canadian.
Pure Sound. Yes, Canadian. Nothing says fall like Canada. So here we go. So yeah, just as silly as maybe a little bit as silly as the rapping echidna.
Yeah, name's Knuckles.
Yeah, so I never played Oracle of Seasons. Have you?
Oh, it's a great game.
It's a good one. Yeah, I love Game Boy Zelda. Game Boy Zelda's fun.
I concur. It's something about I don't know. Those games were developed by Capcom for the most part. At least they had a large bit of involvement from Capcom. And as a result of that involvement, the games kind of stood in their own way from other Zelda games in the series, I believe. And they just hold a special place in my heart. especially the Oracles games. I bought them on my first trip to Chicago at Oak Orchard Mall, and it was just something fun about connecting that to like my first airplane ride, my first trip out of the Eastern time zone and all that. And then having the password, the link between the two games. It was just a really cool concept.
I made a mistake. The composers are actually Minako, Adachi, and Kiyohiro Sada.
The important part is we all learned a valuable lesson.
Right, yeah. Don't trust the first thing you read on YouTube.
There it goes.
You know, trying to be professional. You know, you're trying to...
My name's Knuckles. I'm being professional, see? I'm going to vet my end career, see? Something.
I'm gonna hide my shame and turn this track down. And we're going to go right into what we call the bonus round.
My name's Knuckles, and this is the bonus round. Okay, that's my last time doing that, I swear.
I don't trust you. I don't believe it.
It is. I don't want the listeners to get upset. Like, what's this guy's problem? He's cracked out on Knuckles.
The bonus round is where we play covers and arrangements and remixes based on our theme. I'm really tempted to go for that Etrian Odyssey. I'm going to look it up, that arrangement. But what do you have for us?
Okay, so I figure I can't have an episode where we're talking about fall stuff and not conclude it with what I always consider to be one of the biggest indications of fall in a video game, and that is Super Mario World. When you unlock the special areas, or rather when you clear the special areas, and you unlock the Koopa Troopas that wear the Mario mask like Halloween, and a lot of the levels take on fall colors, pumpkin plants and stuff. I don't know why they chose specifically to make everything fall-esque.
I think it was the color palette was easy to do on this NES.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll take it.
That's my guess.
At least it would explain it. But it was a weird yet really awesome twist that they rewarded you with when you beat the special world. I only wish you could flip it back, because once you do it, there's no going back. But this is a cover of the athletic theme from Super Mario World. Athletic theme Banjo and Guitar Duel by Dr. Pez, like the candy.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Welcome back. I like that track. It was played. This is from Super Mario World. It's the athletic theme Banjo and Guitar Duel done by Dr. Pez. The weird part is I could tell it was different, but it did sound a lot like the original track, which is a testament, I guess, to how good it was being played too. But I just liked it, and I love the athletic theme in Super Mario World. Originally, I was trying to find a remix of the Donut Plains, but then I realized that when looped, the overworld stage themes are bland. Like, they're good for when you listen to them in the game, but if you're just listening to just that, you have no desire to. And I didn't want to use the Donut Plains from Mario Kart because I don't care. I'm not talking about Mario Kart. I'm talking about Mario World. So, ta-da! That's why you got this athletic jam by Dr. Pez. And I am a big sucker for banjos, too. I wish more people covered things with banjos. There was that guy.
That's something I expected you to say.
Oh, yeah, there was that guy that did the music for Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom who played the banjo, and he was great. I think his name was like, funny enough, I think his name was Ollie. So it was like, He was really good. But yeah, so I do like the banjo. I'm a sucker for banjo play, and it doesn't come up frequently enough, in my opinion. So, opportunity arise, I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I think there's a guy called Banjo Guy. Yeah, I think his name's Banjo Guy Ali. He's pretty good.
Banjo Guy Ali.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy, the banjo guy.
That's the banjo guy, Ali.
So I originally had a remix of Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2. And I'm getting rid of that because I enjoyed the music from Etrian Odyssey so much. We're going to listen to the arranged version from Etrian Odyssey Untold, which you're saying is the remake of the original?
Yeah, it was on 3DS. They gave it more of a plot that involved actual written characters instead of you creating a party.
Okay. Well, this is a cover or arrangement of Azure Rainforest. This is called the Millennial Azure Woodlands. Again, composed by Yuzo Koshiro. That is what I wanted to hear. That was incredible. What a cool arrangement. That's composed and arranged by Yuzo Koshiro from Etrian Odyssey Untold, the Millennial Azure Woodlands. That is awesome. Hearing them back to back is really cool too. I really enjoyed that.
That's right.
I really liked that a lot.
Yuzo Koshiro didn't come here to play.
Yeah.
He came here to play.
He came here for us to play, is what he came here to do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so good.
It messes with me because you notice a lot of people are like, yeah, I love Yuzo Koshiro. And you're like, what do you like about him? And they're like, Streets of Rage 2. It's like, what else? And they're like, that's it.
Streets of Rage 2 is good. Is very, very good.
It's very good.
But he's got some. He's got stuff like this. He's got stuff like the E series. He's got stuff on. I think he did some stuff for some racing games like Ridge Racer 5. Just heavy EDM style stuff. So
he's a tour de force.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent, a lot of different talents. That's what you want in a game composer, just multi-talented.
That's right, and that's why I will always be a stan. Can't believe I just did that. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll always be a stan for Yuzo Koshiro. He is a goat.
Yeah, you can say it. You can say he's a stan goat.
That's right. He stands on 2 legs.
Has 2 horns. Runs up a mountain.
He has 2 horns.
Runs up a mountain.
And he does enjoy eating a good can every now and then. Yeah.
Well, for more information on the bonus round, please go to rhythmandpixels.com. We'll have links to the artists' Bandcamp, SoundClouds, and I guess Yuzo Koshiro's got a Twitter feed we can link you to. That's pretty good. So you can check that out too.
Rob, you mean X?
Just don't even go to that site anymore.
No, it's just that.
Absolutely for real. I deleted the app off my phone. I'm done.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I could have a whole dialogue about why I totally validate.
Rhythm and Pixels has no presence on there anymore. It's gone. Let alone myself. So anyway, go to rhythmandpixels.com, our website, not X, formerly Twitter. Thanks for joining us on episode 37-5 of Rhythm and Pixels. Fall flavors, pumpkin spice lattes, apple cider hot soup with sweet
apple
potatoes, apple donuts. Ooh, love an apple donut.
Apple spaghetti, apple milkshake, apple cereal, apple meatballs, apple custard, apple shrimp. Apple.
I think we broke Purnell. Did you say apple? Appleton?
Apple apples. Apple noodles.
Apple noodles.
Apple ramen.
I did get a vegetable spiralizer, and I spiralized sweet potato, and I stuck it in the air fryer, and I made spiral fries.
Spiralizers are so
essentially curly fries. And it was pretty good. It was pretty great. Maybe I'll spiralize an apple. Let's see what that does.
I think it'd come out pretty good, especially if you dust some cinnamon on it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Cinnamon apple. Apple cinnamon.
Go. Cinnamon. Apple cinnamon. Cinnamon apple.
Okay.
Apple milk.
Okay. Apple milk.
Apple milk.
I don't know why that sounds weird to me, but it kind of does.
Apple butter. Apple jelly bean. Apple fry.
So if you want to get in touch with us, if you have a topic suggestion, a track suggestion, please send us an email.
Apple email. rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
And for a full track listing of this episode and access to all of our episodes, please go to our website,
www.rhythmandpixels.com.
And if you want to listen to more video game music while at work or on the go, go to youtube.com/rhythmandpixels. We have a 24/7 radio station that just plays nonstop 8-bit and 16-bit music. It's curated by Purnell and myself. I just kind of rotate the playlist every once in a while and add and remove tracks here and there. But yeah, it's really, you're not going to hear like random tracks that are like 2 seconds long. It's all good stuff. So check that out there. If you want to support the show, you can help us out by going to Patreon, patreon.com/rhythmandpixels. As a member there, you get access to live streams that we do, like exclusive live streams just for our audience. At higher levels, there you get stuff like there's stickers, mugs, exclusive T-shirts, and then we also like to thank members of our Patreon at the highest tiers at the end of every episode. So I want to thank Brooke, Corey Clark, and Khalid. The three of you, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Also,
much appreciated.
Very, very much appreciated. I want to thank Kristen, GameFan44. Thank you. Martyrus, host of the ReVGM podcast. Mike Myers, Antmaster, Brian Pitt, Cameron Worma, Carlos, Kung Fu Carlito of the Heroes 3 podcast, Chris Weisner, a.k.a. Musashi219.
A wise guy.
Check him out on Twitter at Musashi219. He's playing classic RPGs. My thanks to Christopher Shenstrom, host of Gameable Audio podcast, Davey Cakes, David Good, David Taylor, Enchilada Brigol, Harold Howard, Triple Jeff, Justin Schneider, host of XVGM Radio, Keith Shusterman, Rage Cage, host of the VG Emporium podcast, which, oh my God, I've completely forgotten that I was going to do his show.
Coming up on 100, too.
Oh, maybe I'll be on that one.
I don't know. I think you could if you sent them, hey, congratulations on episode 100.
Well, we were planning on doing a show, and completely flubbed on it, and he never got back to me, and I never got back to him. I picked out tracks and everything. I want to thanks to Reinhard Silkova. Thank you to Steve Miller. Thanks to Taco and Zach Thornbach. All of you and many, many more. Thank you very much for continuing to support our little show. We're going to keep it going. It's a little bit more sporadic. Trying to find the time for a personal life is difficult for both of us right now. Pernell's got a new job. I'm very excited, happy for him. But there's a lot going on in his life, and
this is some life. It sounds goofy, but this is life-changing stuff for me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to genuinely figure out what the heck I'm going to do.
It's big, big stuff. And for me, it's one small, very loud change.
Adorable change, though.
Oh, God, he's so cute. Yeah, it's super true. Yeah, super cute. But so episodes are a little sporadic, but we're trying to get them in. So because we love doing the show, it's a good time. And I hope that you still enjoy it, because it is a lot of fun to record these. And and if what you like about the show is me and Pernell, don't worry. Me and Pernell still hang out.
We're still friends.
If we're not doing the show, it's fine.
I do admit, though, I need to get off my butt. I've been really bad with the Discord lately. I don't know. I know what it is. I've just been like bouncing around like a mad hatter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I never think to stop and look at the phone for that extended period of time.
I know who it is. Right. It's everyone in our Discord. You just can't stand to look at them anymore.
Well, first of all, you're out your gosh darn mind. I think we have great fans and friends on this show.
I'm just being goofy.
What's up? I know you are. I'm just messing. But what'll happen is I'll just be like, oh, I need to go check the Discord, and I'll see some dialogue has happened, and I'll try to respond to everything in one particular channel or two, and then I'm gone for a little bit, and I'll respond to a bunch of messages on one particular channel or two. It's I need to just be more consistent. But maybe in the next week or two, like I said, because I'm going to have 2 weeks off from work. And I'm looking forward to it. I need to come up with some games I want to play through, or at least try to put some time into. And it was funny. At first, I was I need to see what people think. What do you think I should play? And then I thought, I was I don't even need suggestions. I already know what I want to play. Ask Libra. I want to finish that. I want to get as far into Like a Dragon as I can, but the sequel coming out in January.
I love it.
Ask Libra. Ask Libra.
That kind of game, yeah.
Ask Library. But I thought they shut that place down. No. But those two, and then there was one other. Oh, Control. Matt mentioned Control, and I was I started playing Alan. And with Alan Wake 2 being really good, there's a direct connection to those games, that not just from that game itself, but they also have it in Alan Wake 2, where I'm I wouldn't mind seeing the rest of that play out, man.
Every game I've finished, you should try to finish.
It's almost you're if I can finish it, you have no excuse.
Yeah, controls in your you can finish that.
But the thing is, I don't think you did the weird junk I did. I would just walk up to the walls and read every motivational poster that they had hanging in the offices, for example.
Only thing I couldn't do was read all of the lore that was left lying around, because there was too much of it. There's too much of it. But all of the little stuff on the outside, the posters and little things like that. Yeah, I'm totally into that. That was fun. But eventually, I just really enjoyed just exploring the the architecture of the game. It was really interesting.
And they did some really cool, weird stuff in Alan Wake 2, without spoiling it for anybody, because you won't know the context of this. They do a scene where the human that acts for Alan Wake is in the game on a talk show. It's an actual live talk show that's being filmed and put into the game. And he's being interviewed by a guy named Mr. Door. And it's just this whole interaction. It's you're pretty much watching an old David Letterman sketch. And you're wow, they actually went there. They took him from being a video game character to an actual human acting on a talk show. And they just do crazy stuff like that all the time throughout the game. It's really, really good.
Oh, wow.
It's freaking great.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Alan Wake. That might be something I want to check out. But I'm fading fast. So we're going to close the show. And we'll chat soon. You should play Tunic also. So thank you for joining us. Tunic is so good. Thanks for joining us on the show. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
In case you forgot. And we'll see you next time. All right?
At StacyCon 94.
We'll see you next time. You be there. 1994.
Or be square. And remember...
That's almost 30 years old. That's crazy.
What?
1994 is almost 30 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at that point now where I'm talking to people, and I was actually hanging out with Matt down in Baltimore last weekend, and this is true for a lot of my friends, but it just kind of happened at that moment, at that point in time. It's like, you realize I've been friends with you longer than I haven't been?
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you mean? I was like, I've been your friend for longer than I haven't been your friend. That is weird. Like, that feels so weird to me. Like, more than half of my life, I have been friends with specific people, and it's just baffling. We're getting old.
Yeah. I feel like
but also
it's going to get to the point where I've been playing DDR, like, for the majority.
For longer than you haven't been playing DDR.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Like,
it's getting there.
And that's why it's worth saying, and remember, fall is all about falling leaves, changing of the seasons, and like Christmas of temperature. And it's a good opportunity to kind of stop and slow down for a little bit and just kind of take it all in and realize that time is precious. Life is precious. Don't waste a second of it. And while somebody might tell you something like, well, maybe you shouldn't play all those video games. Here's the truth of that, too. The whole point to me of a video game and taking the time to play it is the experience of that, too. Video games can build memories, and they build experiences in and of themselves. So you're not wasting your time if you're playing a game that produces an experience for you. You're not wasting your time if you engage in an activity that makes you feel good and something that you can take back and reflect on later. It's all about just using your time to the best and enjoying the time you've got. It's precious, every second of it. It's the one resource you cannot buy until Doc Brown gets off his butt and makes actual functional DeLorean out of Echo, whatever. It would happen. Anyway, conserve your time. It's precious. Enjoy yourselves. Play some cool video games. Have a good night.